The 2014 Calder Cup playoffs begin tonight as the Admirals take on the Toronto Marlies in the first game of a best-of-5 series. We're joined now by Admirals defenseman and alternate captain Joe Piscula, and your team went 16-5-1 down the stretch this season. As it turns out, it's the identical record to what you had last year to close out the season. But this year, things were settled a little earlier. It seemed like it was a little bit easier, or it's at least less stressful. Would you agree?
Yeah, it definitely is really nice clinching a playoff spot with a few games left to play. Just helps you to prepare for playoffs instead of each game being so big coming down the stretch.
We always want to ask a turning point in a season. You guys had been 0-4-1 going into this final stretch here on February 28th. Was there a turning point? Was there a single moment that got you guys playing the right way, or was it just working out some kinks and it just happened to go well at the right time?
Yeah, I think it wasn't a single moment. It was just throughout that little drought we had, we were playing some good hockey still, and we just stuck with our game plan, stuck with our system, stuck with everybody playing their role, and we knew we would come out of it at some point. And we were just in a goal drought, I think, during that. And after we kind of snapped that, it just we ran with it.
You came out of that with a 9-goal game and then 25 goals in the next 4 coming out of that. So yeah, the goal drought certainly snapped. And in the last 22 games, again, you're averaging 3.6 goals per contest and allowing 2.2. So it seems everybody is clicking right now.
Yeah, I guess you could say that 9-goal game might have snapped it, but yeah, we're running on all cylinders, and that's exciting because this is when you want to do it. And just like last year, it was an exciting stretch, the last 20 games, and we've been playing playoff hockey for 20 games. That's been like kind of our motto. Like we're fighting for a playoff spot, and so not a lot has to change for us because we have been playing playoff hockey.
Now, you play playoff hockey officially here tonight against Toronto, a team you've only played twice this year. You've beaten them twice. Do you want to keep that in mind going into these games, or do you erase those because it's a different season, there are different players involved, so on?
Yeah, you got to kind of erase that. It's a little momentum possibly like going into the game, but you can look at it either way. Like they lost 2 games, so that's going to give them a little drive. We won 2 games. We know we can beat them, but we also know that it's a completely different animal in the playoffs, and with the AHL, guys go up, guys go down, guys are hurt. Their team could be way stronger now than when we played them last time.
Specifically, the last time you played them, a 5-1 win in Toronto. One of your better games. The forecheck, the forced turnovers, the defensive zone coverage. It was really a fantastic hockey game.
Yeah, and to our credit, we were absolutely firing on all cylinders in that game. But there's been games where we weren't firing on all cylinders, and that could have been one of their games where they just didn't have it that night. It wasn't clicking for them. So when you only play a team twice in a season, it's pretty hard to tell how you match up against them.
You mentioned being on all cylinders. You weren't the night before in that weekend series there. You had Hamilton the night before. Lost 4-2, came back and bounced back. That certainly bodes well that teams have that resiliency because you're going to need that in the playoffs.
Yeah, in playoffs you're going to have your ups and downs. You're going to have huge momentum swings for each team, and it's how you handle those momentum swings, and when it's not in your favor, how you push back and regain the momentum.
Real quick, who has the worst beard on the team right now?
Oh, well, I'm in the running, I'd say. This is 2 weeks running, and you can barely see it. So, definitely not Darling. That guy's got a killer beard. Yeah. There's some pretty sparse beards in there, though.
I remember years ago, Paul Brown said to Cal O'Reilly, "Why don't you grow a playoff beard?" And he said, "I'm trying." Yeah. So, Joe, good luck. Thanks for the time.
Thanks a lot.
All right, that's Admirals defenseman Joe Piscula. The 2014 Calder Cup playoffs between the Milwaukee Admirals and Toronto Marlies. First two games are at the BMO Harris Bradley Center. We're joined now by Admirals forward Vinny Saponari. It's been quite a year for you, and I know it was disappointing at the beginning when you didn't make the club out of camp, but boy, you came back with a vengeance. 15 goals, a pretty good first season.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough thing to swallow, being sent down to Cincinnati. But, I just used it as motivation. I knew what type of player I was, and I was confident in myself. So, when I got the chance here, I just wanted to make the most of it and, hold nothing back and, play with as much confidence as was possible at the time. And, it luckily worked out for me.
And has the confidence grown? I mean, it's one thing to try to manufacture it, but it's another thing if it's organic, if it's natural. I got to imagine it's feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, definitely. Dean and Stan have been great with that, and the rest of the guys on the team. From the moment I got here, they told me to just relax and play my game, and they didn't want me to change anything. They just wanted me to play my style, and they've helped me fit in so well. So now, I'm definitely really confident in how I've played and how I can play.
We always talk about line combinations, and you've bounced around quite a bit this year with guys who have been at center or on the wing. But I think that's a credit to you and the way you play, keeping it the same way as much as possible, rather, because it could be difficult, and I think people perceive that it could be difficult if you bounce around.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's different. You like to play with the same guys, create a little chemistry. You get to know how they play, but I think the way I play, and I can play simple at times, or I can play a little more dynamic depending on who I'm playing with, and I think that's an advantage for me because it helps me make lineups and stay in lineups because I can play in any situation and any style of game. And it's really helped me stay in the lineup and then, earn a spot this year.
The way this team played finishing the season, 16-5-1, I got to imagine the confidence is pretty high going into this first-round playoff series.
Yeah, definitely. We were clicking pretty well there. Special teams was good. Our goaltenders really got hot, which is always good. And, the line started to get a little chemistry together. We got everyone back, which helped, a couple games before we got to play our full lineup, and it's really helped us get ready for this.
Are you guys at the strongest you've been? The health is there, it seems. You're averaging 3.6 goals and allowing 2.2 over the last 22 games. Is this the best the Admirals have been this season?
Yeah, I think so, definitely. Down the stretch, I think we played our best hockey for sure. Just playing really detailed, defense-first type of game, and then our offense has really been clicking, which has helped us a lot, and it's given the guys a lot of confidence, and a lot of guys have really stepped their games up, and so we're definitely clicking, probably the best we have all year.
Do you take anything from the two games you've played against Toronto already this season?
I don't think so. They're a really good team. We know they have a lot of skill and a lot of depth. So, you can't really take much from that because the playoffs is a different season, and, they got different guys in the lineup, and we do too. So, you pre-scout them as much as you can, but it's not going to be how the game is.
But I tell you what, you go back to that game you played in Toronto, a 5-1 win. You play like that, you're going to beat a lot of teams in Toronto, whoever it might be.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely take some confidence in, how you played and, what worked against them, definitely. But you got to know that this is going to be a battle every night, and it doesn't matter what happened during the regular season.
I asked Joe Pascoula, I'll ask you, who has the worst beard right now on this team?
Worst beard? Might be Phil, but he's at an unfair disadvantage. I think he's a little younger than most of us. So.
He's only 19. Yeah. So does he get a pass or no?
Yeah, I think he gets a pass, but he's got a couple hairs here and there, but that's about it.
Very good. Vinny, good luck.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
That's Vinny Saponari.